President Trump. Right now, as of now, he will not meet with Pope Francis during that G7 summit meeting in Italy. Father Jonathan Morris is here. Of course, he's a Fox News contributor. All right, so the summit meeting is on the G7 summit, May 26th and 27th. And traditionally, the world leaders, including U.S. presidents, when they're in Rome or in Italy, they take the time to meet with the Pope. Are you reading anything into this?
We just know that there has not been any request to meet with the Pope or from the Pope to meet with President Trump, at least not publicly. We'll see. You never know what's going to happen. I think they have a lot in common, and on one side of things, and the fact that they want peace. Right? Trump has talked about that a lot. We want peace. We don't want to be getting into all sorts of wars. We want peace. But then, how that actually happens is another question. I think they have a lot of differences as well.
Well, those differences were on full display during the campaign, right? Weren't
Sure.
they?
Yep.
But by the same token, a lot of people that President Trump had problems with during the campaign, some of them he gave jobs to. A lot of his rivals, many he's met with since then, and even more recently, Janet Yellen, he changed his mind with. So, I mean, there's still time. Are you hopeful that perhaps they meet?
We'll see what happens. I don't really know. I'm not for pushing a meeting that's just for purely a show. I think if they both want to talk about important issues, let it be. But I think it's better not to have it at all. If they don't have an agenda of actual change. Yeah.
Well, this is an important time, though, right? In part because we've got all these bombs going off, particularly now in this holy period. I mean, does it mean more to you that it's happening now with a disregard to religious beliefs, and that may have at some point been a time for at least a truce?
Well, just listening to you all talk about the possibility of sending tens of thousands of troops into Syria, you go, what a total disaster for humanity. That, yes, this is Good Friday, this is very holy times for the Jews as well as for the Christians, but you say, I don't know what the best solution is, but what I do know is it's a total tragedy for humanity that we're bombing each other. Somebody asked me this morning, what is your thought about the big bomb that was dropped in Afghanistan yesterday? And what is your first thought? I said, can you imagine God looking down on his children going, I mean, they just don't get it. 2,000 years after I sent my son into the world, according to Christian theology, they're still blowing each other up. I'm not saying that sometimes it's not necessary to stop an aggressor, even using force like this. Maybe it was the only way to stop these 36 ISIS members. But it's a tragedy for humanity that we're blowing each other up.
Yeah. Well, some are saying, though, that not in addition to killing those 36 ISIS members, maybe it's a message to some of these bad actors in the world that will help us avoid significantly larger carnage if we went to war, for instance, with North Korea.
I get it. Sometimes war is necessary, but it's always a tragedy. It's a total failure of humanity to use our God-given gift of reason to actually get along. And when we see that we're doing this, we have to remember that this is not the ultimate solution. Bombing each other out does not solve the underlying issues. Sometimes I understand that sometimes it's necessary to use force against an unjust aggressor, but let's remind ourselves that this is total failure of humanity.
Father Morris, thank you very much.
God bless you.
We appreciate it.